Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
I'm going to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. We're the brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa. I want to give double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the ones listening in. And we want to get into a quick, short lesson within the Spirit while we're in transit. And we're going to title this lesson, accept wise advice or godly advice, just through the Spirit, bro, because that's just something that, just being in bro's spirits, just talking about it, fellowshipping on it, is accepting that wise counsel, bro, okay? And when it comes to accepting it, you got to be able to understand, what a brother is saying unto you. You got to ask for it. Because a lot of times, bros will run away from those type of conversations of seeking that advice and the correction and the things they need that can very well, break them free of whatever bound is on them, right. So that's why you must accept that wise counsel, that wise advice. Though it may not be something you want to hear, through the flesh, your spirit may very well need it, and that's what makes me, just start off with this scriptures, Proverbs 13 and verse 10 in the NLT. Pride leads to conflict. Those who take advice are wise. So pride leads to conflict. And a lot of times Jake be so prideful, they don't seek that advice. When you take correction, when you accept the advice that's given, the wise counsel, that takes humility. Mm-hmm. It takes a point of being humbled down to a point where you gotta listen, because Jake always want to say and do and just voice their opinion, but Jake don't never know when to just hold back and just listen, and just understand what the Spirit is saying, what the Lord is saying through the Spirit of that He put on the brother, So that pride can lead into conflict, unnecessary conflict, because you never sought out counsel. You never sought out advice, wisdom, from brethren that the Lord had put among you in order to help you. Literally, So the Lord have it where you have brothers to be able to talk to. You have brethren to be able to, seek advice and instruction from. The Lord has given us the luxury of that because He understands the weight and hold that this world has on us to a point where it can crush us if we're alone, man. But the Lord made, has given us cellmates. That's what we are, bro, because we're in this prison. We trapped in this fleshly chains, man. So we have cellmates, bros that's trapped in the same predicament, the same flesh that you're trapped in, that understands that probably went through certain things and experienced certain things that could very well help you on your path and your journey within this prison, within this flesh. Because every day is a fight. That's why it says, those who take advice are wise. All right? Those who take that advice, you're wise, bro. Because you're trying to avoid the conflict, avoid the what's the word for it? Avoid the times where you have to be brought back or brought down low, where the Lord has to humble you. Because when the humbling that the Lord does, all right, it could have been avoided if you would have just accept correction. It could have been avoided if you would have just listened to the brethren. But a lot of times the Lord has to put His hand in it, all right, in order for you to understand. That's why the scripture says, who is a teacher as the Lord? All right? But the Lord will have it to where He have the prophets. This is what me and the brother, was just talking about, fellowshipping on earlier, is that the Lord have it where we all are prophets. So we're always giving a warning. So Lord will have it where your own brother will give you warning from yourself. Hey, bro, you might not want to do that, and that is a warning from the Lord. And if you don't take heed unto that warning, it could very well, like I said, lead you into a path of trouble, that could have been avoided. So the Lord has prophets, men, all right, around you to be able to prophesy and warn you and give you that warning from Him. Because what? Lord, every time before the Lord brings some type of hell or affliction or destruction, the Lord always warn you, all right, or you always be put in the Lord will always make clear of what you're doing wrong. But if you sit there and you ignore it, you're not in the spirit, the Lord like, okay, you ignored it. So now I gotta put my hand in it. Now you gotta experience it the hard way, you know? It says, if y'all brothers do got anything too as well.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, come on.
Bring it up?
Yeah.
This is Matthew 26 and verse 41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah. So watch and pray, bro. Pray that the Lord keep the spirit on you. Pray that the Lord keep you humble enough to listen, to keep you humble enough to understand what's going on within your life. All right. If it had to be from brothers talking to you, from the spirit just being on you to understand these things, just pray, bro. Watch and pray. All right. That watch, it goes into the, also watching around your surroundings. The things you involve yourself within, the things you put yourself through. All right. The way you watch yourself, see how you're living your life. Is it by the right ways that the Lord has commanded us to live? Bring that last part back.
It says, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
The flesh is weak, man. The flesh always give you that mindset of doubt. That comes from the flesh. Doubt, being discouraged, all these different weaknesses. That's why the Lord say, put off that weak nature. So what that comes with denying the flesh. All right, denying Satan. Okay, because Satan tries to get to you through your flesh. So he brings the thoughts of being too prideful, or not trying to seek advice, or not trying to seek that counsel, or trying to avoid brethren, so you won't have to be corrected. And that's what lead you into trouble. But the spirit is telling you deep down, like, bro, I gotta go to the brethren. I gotta speak. I gotta say something, because if I don't, all right, I'm gonna be in trouble, bro. I'm gonna have to go through so much more pain than I'm already going through now. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna continue on worse if I continue to deny the spirit. All right? If I continue to not listen to the spirit, if I continue not to listen, it's only gonna, come out with the worse outcome. Than what I'm going through now. All right? You got more on that? That was it? Come, go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 17 in the AMP. Obey your spiritual leaders and submit to them, recognizing their authority over you.
Exactly.
For they are keeping watch over your souls and continually guarding your spiritual welfare as those who will give an account of their stewardship of you. It says, let them do this with joy and not with grief and groans, for this would be of no benefit to you.
Exactly. So the Lord set men, above you in order to watch over your spirits, bro. All right, to watch over you. So brothers are supposed to be there. There's brothers there that's their occupation within this body is to look after you. So allow them to do that with joy. Allow them to do that happily, bro. Just don't bring don't make it a burden for them, all right, to correct you, to give you advice, to help you, all right? Because what Jake do, bro, Jake don't want to accept it. So Jake always trying to make it hard for the brother that's trying to correct him. Jake always trying to make it a lot more harder, and combat the brother that's trying to help you. It's not like the brother's coming at you in a certain way of trying to disrespect, all right, belittle you or make you look or seem a whole different, or like you're crazy or anything. The brother understands what you're going through if the brother's correcting you. When the brother's correcting you in the spirit, he understands what you're going through, okay, because the Lord is putting those words and that understanding within him to correctly rebuke and correct you, all right? And we know, the Lord is dealing with brothers. We see it, bro. So a lot of times Jake will do that, where Jake would try to go back and forth, all right, And it's all that's doing is just making it a burden for that brother to be able to try to help you or correct you or lead you into the right path. So you have to just listen, bro. Just listen and accept, all right, what the brother is saying, all right? Because like I said, the brother's trying to do is he's giving you that help, and it's from the Lord, all right? So when you sit there and you know, going back and forth, making it hard for the brother, you rebellion. That's rebellion, bro. You're not listening, all right? That's the spirit of rebellion, all right? Rebellion against a brother that's trying to help you, all right? And ultimately, you're rebelling against the Lord. So then that's when the Lord steps in and he puts you through that chastisement, that hell, because you rebelled against him, all right? Now he got to judge you, bro, okay? So he got to put you through the hell and the things that the brothers were warning you about, all right? He got to make you go through that now so you can understand, okay, that was the correct advice I should have understood from the beginning. I should have just took that in and just listened, all right? But now it's too late for that. So now you just got to do better the next time and the next time, you know? So it all plays in a role, bro. All right? It all plays a role within your journey in this truth, bro, is listening and taking and accepting that advice, that wise counsel. All right? Come on, go on.
Another one to back you up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is Acts chapter 9 and verse 5. And he said, it says, "Who art thou, Lord?" And the Lord said, "I am Yahushua, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks." You know, actually, I'm gonna get Salakia. Let me grab the other one.
Hey, because like I was saying, bro, it's just having that spirit, and it comes, like I said, with humility, with humbleness, all right? To accept that advice and know that what a brother is saying is only for your benefit, okay? And not to harm you, all right? You got it?
Yeah.
No, I got this other precept. Just go and continue on from the first precept. Oh, you got it now?
Yeah, here it is.
Okay, go on.
Acts chapter 26 and verse 14. And it says, "And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And it is hard for thee to kick against the pricks." You know, if I could add, you know, basically just going against the spirit, bro. You know, because that's really what you're, you know, you're doing if you're not taking heed to what those bros in those positions, you know, either be, the prophets, the elders, or the men that's over you, the overseers of your spirit, because they're telling you these certain things because they're getting the download from Yahweh Shem Shai. And if you're not taking heed, you're really just going against the spirit of the Lord, in which, regardless, you're going to get in order some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just either you want to do it the hard way or the easy way, which the easy way would to just obey, bro. Just listen. You know?
Yeah. Because ultimately, it's all a test, bro. That's what the Lord is doing. He's testing you. All right? To see are you going to listen? Are you going to, actually take in? Or are you going to kick against the pricks, man? You're going to rebel. You're going to go against the spirit. All right? The Lord set up men, all right, over you for a reason. There's an order. Scripture says, let everything be done decently and in order. All right? Because if not, it will just bring confusion. Okay? So you will always be confused if you didn't have that advice there for you, that wise advice. There will always be a confusion within your head, a brain fog. All right? But the Lord has put brethren around you to clear that brain fog, to give you that wise counsel and that wise advice, all right, to make the path a lot easier and a lot more clear for you, okay? Lord will speak through anything, but most things the Lord speak through is the prophets, okay? The Lord mainly uses prophets to speak through them to whoever needs to be too, okay? It goes on. You finished with that?
Yeah, that was it, bro.
Come on, this is verse 30. This is Proverbs 13 and verse 13 in the NLT. People who despise advice are asking for trouble. Those who respect a command will succeed. All right, so people who despise that advice, you're just asking for trouble at that point, bro. You know, you hear what brothers are saying. It's more, convenient and beneficial unto you, but because you don't like that way, or it doesn't, satisfy you, how you want to do it, you ignore it. You want to go on your own. You want to do your own thing. Go do your own path. Try to do it out on your own and have control over it. But the Lord, like, no, I'm telling you to do this because if you do it this way, this is going to be way more beneficial than your own way. And then you sit there and you experience it on your own. All right. And then that's when you try to seek out the Lord. Ask the Lord for forgiveness. Ask brothers for forgiveness. Ask brothers for that advice. Now you want to learn it. But that's just that process of the Lord. Just like, he got to show you then, bro. Okay, you don't want to listen? Now you got to go through it. You got to learn it through experience. So you ain't going to do it again after that. That's how you truly learn, bro. All right? A lot of times the Lord will put it on your spirit to not listen to brothers. Just for you to go through that because he understand that, okay, if you may listen this time, you ain't going to really get it or understand it through the way I'm going to teach you. All right? But I'm going to also still give you the warning, but you going to still have to go through that experience so you can truly get what I'm trying to tell you. All right? Because what the Lord is trying to tell you then could also play along within your life a lot farther down your life. A lot farther down. It can also play then. So Lord, like, I got to give you a rememberable experience. Not just from a brother telling you. Because, you may remember it, but it may get, lose certain things that brothers tell you. All right? You may forget it. Okay? But when you have that experience of just going through that rock bottom of hell from not listening, you're going to remember every specific detail of that hell you went through. And you're going to remember it for a lifetime where you like, okay, I'm not falling for the same trick again. So the Lord will have it like that, bro. Okay? To where you have to learn it through that experience. All right? Through the hard way. But the best way is just to get it from the prophets, bro. The correction, the instruction, that wise advice. All right?
I got a precept.
Right.
This is 1 Samuel 15 and verse 22 in the AMP. Has the Lord as great a delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obedience to the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams. Right? So to obey is better than sacrifice, right? And what? By sacrificing, we're making our body a living sacrifice, right? So you didn't take heed, so now you gotta put more hell on yourself, right? By fasting, by just doing things you didn't have to do before if you were just to take heed the first time and obey what the Lord was saying through that brother. You're
gonna have to go through a lot more hell now.
Right.
You're gonna have to go through the hell of losing, of experiencing, a drought, of experiencing a setback.
Right.
All right. And that is what's going, really have to, the Lord's gonna do to really instill that wisdom in you, so you won't do it again. All right. So that comes with. It comes with fasting, regularly, praying regularly to be able to understand what brothers are trying to tell you, to be humble enough to understand that correction, to be humble enough to take the correction and the instruction and the advice. It takes that, bro. It takes prayer. It takes fasting. It takes, listening, staying in the spirit, all right, to be able to do that, bro. All right? So that's something, Jake got to do regularly, bro. That's why when you catch a hell from straight Satan, bro. Brother's like, bro, the last time you fast, bro? You're like, yeah, man, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. Go fast, and that's advice there as well. Wise advice. Go on a fast. All right, go and pray. Seek the Lord, man. Okay? It goes on in verse 14. You just finished with that? In verse 14 in the NLT, the instruction of the wise is like a life-giving fountain. So the instruction of the wise, that's a life-giving fountain, bro. Because what the wise, which is the prophets of the Lord, what you're telling them is that you're giving them the word, bro. And the word is life. All right? And that's what's bringing that true healing unto your bone, to your heart. All right? Once you hear that good word, the gospel, the truth, the understanding, the correction, all right, the scripture, that's what brings life unto you, bro. It brings healing unto you. Okay? Because a lot of times, bros be broken, bro. Bros be in a contrite heart. Bros be hurt. You know what I'm saying? But that word and advice, all right, and that correction and instruction, it patches up that brokenness and it heals you. Because once you listen to it and you accept it and you go off of what you were told through the Spirit, you start to see that things are starting to come back a lot better than it was before. Things are starting to make sense now. All right, the hell you going through? Okay, now it's starting to make sense. Now I get what I was missing. Now I can see what I need to work on. Okay? That's why the Lord is doing it, bro. The Lord got to show you what you need to work on. All right? It says, those who accept it avoid the snares of death. So those who accept it, you avoiding those traps, those snares of death, bro, by accepting that instruction, that wise counsel, bro. All right? So you always got to seek it, bro. Seek counsel, seek advice, seek, instruction. Okay? Seek all these things, bro, to avoid the snares of death. All right? That's always creeping around waiting to destroy you, bro. All right? Because this flesh, all right, is constantly wanting to do the things, all right, that pleases the flesh. And a lot of those things be just, you just going off. You being a complete nigga, and that will end up causing you, all right, to die. The Lord judging you, putting you to death, man. All right. So, your brother got anything else I want to put on that? You good? Come on, bro. But this is all through the Spirit. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying as it was unto myself as well. Because as we speaking unto you, I can be speaking unto ourselves through the Spirit. And I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Once again, double honor to elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.